It's another beautiful morning at the Midnight Mansion. Raeliana opens her eyes to find herself in bed with Noah. She does not remember anything of what happened and how she ended up there, so understandably the girl is quite upset. And Noah doesn't help anything by teasing her about it, telling her that she had been holding on to him all night long and whatever. Is this finally the end of all the drama and the beginning of a rom-com? We'll see. Welcome everybody to the Chattering Magpie's Thoughts and Impressions video for the reason why Raeliana ended up at the Duke's Mansion, episode 6. So last episode we did away with the baddies and it actually ended with this scene where Raeliana finds herself in bed with Noah. The after credit scene from the previous episode is slightly different than what we get in this episode. So in the previous one, Raeliana actually screamed and it left us in a cliffhanger-y type of way. In this one, she's just quietly trying to make sense of everything. There's also a little bit of a change here from the webcomic. After Raeliana jumps out of bed, in the webcomic, she dashes out of the room only to find that Adam Taylor's waiting outside. Noah also runs after her. Here we get a test of allegiance, and it seems that Taylor chooses Raeliana over the Duke. Usually this anime has done a really good job of following the manhwa, doing almost a one-for-one adaptation, so following the same framing as the manhwa has, but in this case, they really changed it up. I actually like it better. In the anime, Raeliana is at the door closest to Adam Taylor, while Noah remains in bed. This is now possible for Adam Taylor to actually steal Raeliana and jump out the window with her, whereas with the webcomic, Adam was between Noah and Raeliana, and somehow he was able to open a window, carry Raeliana, and jump out the window, while Noah was right there. Noah definitely would have been able to stop it. Now, while Adam Taylor does listen to Raeliana and ignore his own master's orders, he still doesn't allow her to leave the estate, and Raeliana is stuck in her nightie out in the garden, sitting with Adam Taylor. Meanwhile, back in the estate, Noah can only stare in befuddlement at the way that his own knight disobeyed him and ran off with Raeliana. He's so frustrated that when Gideon, the head butler, comes around, he immediately issues out an order for all his knights to start searching for Raeliana and describes the suspect that abducted her as somebody closely matching the features of Adam Taylor. Of course, poor long-suffering Gideon, he is super confused, but he can only obey because obviously you do not want to mess with Noah when he's looking like this. Oh, I almost forgot. Noah had an appointment with this guy, but he's apparently forgettable enough that even I forgot about him. Either that, or Raeliana is just that much more important to him now. One thing I wish that they would have included from the webcomic is Gideon's own internal thoughts during this exchange. He is saying how strangely Noah has been acting as of late, especially last night when he took Raeliana into his bedroom and gave orders that they were not to be disturbed. He even goes so far as to wonder what in the world did they do, and they're only just engaged after all. Oh, you sweet thing. Noah, please don't terrorize your poor butler. I kind of get the vibe throughout this episode that the people working in the mansion seem to be attached to Raeliana as well. They're showing some concern, and even the people in the kitchen go so far as to send over to her, via the mysterious maid, the food that she really enjoys. Also, I like the fact that none of them are bad-mouthing her while this is going on. They only like to speculate on Noah's love affair and how he is falling for the girl so hard. And I think they're enjoying this. I know I am. Now, since Raeliana wasn't able to have a bath since all the events of the night before, Adam is able to sneak her in and she's able to wash herself and get dressed up over on the maid's quarters. There she finds a maid's uniform and puts it on, looking absolutely delightful. She even puts on little glasses. She looks super cute. Now, Noah had been expecting a visitor, and this visitor is made to wait. The butler apologizes and this guy just says like, okay, cool, I'll just go wait in the study. Meanwhile, Raeliana sneaks around. Raeliana has a puppy in her hands, and her puppy is probably getting hungry at this point. You also want to keep him on your side, so obviously Raeliana is smart enough to know that she has to go to the kitchen to look for something to give him to eat. Also, she's pretty hungry. She hasn't had breakfast, so she goes to the kitchen and she overhears the staff. They're talking not just about her going missing, but also how surprising it is that Noah is actually losing it over her. In the end, they spot her, but she's able to fudge her way out of getting in trouble. She comes out of the kitchen with chocolate fondue and some bread, and she and Adam proceed to head back out into the garden to enjoy it. She muses that she really needs a little bit more time to hide away, so he sneaks her into Noah's office, which is actually the last place that people would think to look for her. And there, somebody appears and gives her a helping hand, giving her that book that she was struggling to reach. She identifies him as Noah's right-hand man, and they have a small conversation about how she's able to read some kind of cryptic language. Well, anyway, this conversation is cut short because who should appear but Noah, who has finally found her at last.
Well, well. That's quite the disguise. Makes you rather
Hey,
hard
this
to
is
find.
editing Magpi. I just realized in the transition where Raeliana spots Noah looking up at her, it's so dramatic. It reminds me of that Indian dramatic transition meme. It really did feel that overdramatic. He makes his way over to her and they start this conversation as if there were nobody else around. He explains all about what happened, that he was just, messing with her. While she's like, why would you do something like that? Obviously, the guy doesn't have any idea that he's acting like a 5-year-old around the girl that he likes, but he does know enough to apologize for it, so good. He grabs her and teases her, of course, because apparently his new favorite sport is to make Raeliana blush and feel very discomforted. I mean, would you blame him? She's super cute. And well, I wouldn't actually say that I'm into biting. Noah's a biter, and they managed to pull this off properly because I was there with Raeliana feeling the embarrassment and awkwardness. It was interesting. He is certainly doing it for me. I may have a thing for golden eyes, I do not know. I absolutely knew going into this that my brain was going to short circuit. And while it didn't short circuit here, it came very dangerously close to it. How do I react when my brain short circuits? I suggest you go and watch this video of me reacting to Bibliophile Princess for you to really understand. I will admit it though, Noah has game, and I am a fangirl now. In a way, I feel sorry for Raeliana, but then not. I feel sorry because she's gonna have to work really hard to withstand his advances, but then not because the girl's gonna end up with him, lucky her. But she doesn't know that yet. She is in a bind. The whole purpose of them getting into a contractual relationship is done and over with. They can now part ways and she will be absolutely safe. She can go on about her life and he with his. However, when her family comes to visit, Noah actually tells them that he's planning to continue to go through with their engagement and even says that he's going to take care of her for the rest of her life, protect her and such. And again, I'm like, Noah, those words, be careful what you're saying because those words have an impact. So please, please don't toy around with our girl. I really love how protective Raeliana's parents are of her. Though do keep in mind that in the manhwa, the mother and the father are overjoyed. Look at them here. Now is the day of their engagement ceremony and she is still under the delusion that she's not supposed to end up with him. That Beatrice, the main character, is gonna show up at any moment and that he's gonna fall in love with her and they're gonna get married. But at this point, girl, you're really trying to convince yourself, aren't you? After the festivities, Raeliana finds herself on a boat with Noah. They're in the middle of a date. And can I just say, I love this scene so much. It reminds me of one of my favorite Disney moments. You know the movie Tangled? So beautiful, so magical. And we get the fireworks, we get a play of light and a play of darkness. In a way, it's symbolic and it reflects the nature of their relationship right now. They're both telling themselves and each other truths and lies. We get glimpses of their inner struggles and what made them the way they are here, and what keeps them from being open about their feelings and telling the other person that this is no longer a game, this is reality, they're feeling things. He tells her that he knows that she wants to dump him now that she doesn't need him anymore, but he tells her, just stay, at least until you no longer have a need for me. And I tell you, what man would say that, especially one that you've been blackmailing, one who has rescued you, one who is giving you everything, who has made you move into his mansion? Come on, girl, this is not a game anymore for him. But when she asks him what exactly he wants out of this relationship or for them to continue, he's not clear either. He evades it. He just says, I don't really want anything more than that. It's really unfortunate that he falls into that I don't need love, I don't want to fall in love trope, but at least we do see that there's some glimpse of maybe some kind of trauma in his past that made him this way. So there's a legitimate reason for why he does not want to open up in that respect. Just like the fireworks that are just light up the night and then leave everything in darkness, is the same way with them. They're giving small hints of their thoughts and their feelings right now. It would be so lovely if the two of them actually saw the light at this point, like in that Disney movie. Unfortunately, fireworks only light up the sky momentarily before fading away. And these two are not ready for that moment. Not only that, but when it seemed that Noah was going to say something to Raeliana, she glimpses Beatrice, or at least who she thinks is Beatrice, reminding her once more of her role in this story and how she's not supposed to be the heroine. I loved reading the comments of everybody being protective of Raeliana and wanting Beatrice to stay away or to not cause trouble for our two lovebirds, because all we want is for them to just go on and be lovey-dovey. We're done already with all the murder attempts. Can we please get on with the romance? But it seems it's not that easy, and we're not gonna get a rom-com happily ever after for a while yet. I still believe that this show will, thematically change. Just in the same way that we got a new ending song, I think the show is gonna start focusing more on their relationship rather than on the mystery part. It's my belief. These two are just so good together, but they are opening up by very small degrees. So it's going to take the rest of the season for one to admit to the other, or both of them to admit to each other that they're in love with each other. And I can't wait for it, because these two, they've just been playing games. Now one of them is serious, though he still won't admit it, but he's definitely serious. And now all we need is for Raeliana to get in with the program. I hope you all enjoyed watching this episode with me. Let me know what you thought about this episode, your favorite parts, and what you think is going to happen with Beatrice in the future. Take care, everybody. Until next week, bye-bye.